Welcome back. We're at where we left off. Yesterday we were sanding and putting mud on the 40. This 40 I've had for probably 8, 9, 10 years maybe. It's a 40 Plymouth. Just going to recap it real quick. It's been chopped. I think we chopped it 6 inches, maybe 8 in the back. And what has happened here to make it look like a two-door hardtop is, if you get these cars, they are a 5-window. So what I done was, I noticed it when I chopped it, the top of the window molding was the same as the roof. So what I had to do is exactly what I done on the old Bugatti. I welded the top of the windows and the top of the doors to the roof, and that's exactly what I done to this 40 here. I've cut it off, and then the back window was here, and then I took the top of the door and I welded it on the roof, which came down here, which caused this going on. All the top of the doors are made of square tubing, and then I cut it with a zip cut, and I plan on putting glass in that. On the back, this car the fenders have been welded on and filled on to smooth it out. When you come around the back of this car, the back of the fender peeks out like the front fender. And what I done is I took a little round rod and welded up here and gave it the shape and made a piece here, made a pan in the back, and I peaked the rear fenders and made the back piece. The trunk lid I have not done anything to the trunk lid, and I'm planning on removing this so there's no hinges on the outside. We'll just get the trunk lid where we want it, and then we'll hinge it from the inside, and it should work fine. On the running boards were a separate piece. We have made running boards exactly like we did on the Bugatti. That's a 2-inch exhaust pipe with a piece of metal that Jolene has welded on the back of the quarter panels. So on this car, you would see it seamed all the way along there. We took that out of it. We took the seam out of here. There was also body lines on this car, and we filled them. I filled them full. Just filled them full because I wanted the smooth look. And there's 3 body lines that went up here. The front fenders, they have been molded on now and welded on. The outer inner fender, I guess, has been fabricated by a piece of square tubing and then butt welded onto the metal that was there. This car had a 2-piece hood, and we've made a 1-piece hood. We've took 1 piece and it's still welded to the car. I filled it to the car, have not done anything with it, but it was a 2-piece hood, butterfly. We've made it a 1-piece hood. As you come around the front, we put 53 Oldsmobile headlights on it. We had them from the car from outside. We've also I wanted a Nash grill, and I decided to make my own because I couldn't find one, so I made my own. There's round rod, square plate, or flat plate, and round rod, and that's how I did that. The grill used to go the other way, so I've changed it. So the grill goes up and down. It used to be out this way. The headlights are not the original. I cut them off the car outside, and then that's what's going on. So we've chopped it. We've lowered it. I mean, let's face it, I'm not driving it anywhere, so watch here. We cannot say that I've lowered it. I've just lowered it to look at, but we've chopped it. We've channeled a little bit. We've brought the floor up inside a little tiny bit. We've smoothed it. I don't know what you call that when you mold the running boards. We've molded running boards on it. We've made it look like a 2-door hardtop. And there's been quite a bit of fabrication to this. And like I said, I like to fabricate once in a while, and then I'm done with it for a little bit because it fills my need. It's just, I guess the Bugatti, the second Bugatti that we're taking and going and build is kind of taking a life on its own because it's growing the page. But this is basically what I do is I jump around from car to car to car, and after a while I have 3, 4, 5 cars done. But that's what I'm doing at the present moment. Like I said, I've had it for a while, and I've got a few cars that are in primer doing the exact same thing as this one is waiting its turn. Sometimes things jump ahead of it, but that's okay. That's okay. So right now, we have mudded it out, and what we have done, we've had a 40 grit, it's really sharp, and then I've hand sanded it with a 80 grit. So now we're ready to prime. And on this video, we're going to prime. Jolene's not even going to prime. I hope. Jolene's looking good today. Looking extra special. She's my special little lady every day. We're going to prime. I'll probably prime the other side. We'll go over it, and then she'll prime this side. when we're done, we'll try to push it out the door and see what, sort of see what it looks like. We've also put an Oldsmobile dash in this car. The only reason being is because we had the Oldsmobile outside. That's the dash sitting in it. I've made a complete floor for this car. It's something that a lot of people would enjoy to have, but to be realistic, it takes a lot of work and a lot of man hours and a lot of passion to get something like that back on the road when it's been taken so far apart. And I'm that guy. But here we go. We got some primer shucking up over here. I'm going to open her up and stick my stack in it and see if it's mixed up all the way. That's basically what I got to do. Oh, she's good. We're going to fill this up. We're going to try a quart first. Quart of primer, that is. We'll try a quart on it first, and then we'll go from there. If we need more primer, then we'll put more primer on it. What is happening is, this car, the 40, is getting primed where the bodywork is, and then it's leaving the house. It's leaving the nest. It's going to go in the other nest. I've got a nest next door I've kind of made for cars that are not finished, parts and all that stuff, just to hold things. You've seen the containers over the other side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the car in there, and it'll be on hold for a little bit. And then all of a sudden, one day, poof, where'd that car come from? You know what I mean? That's how it will work. That's how it works here. Poof, where'd that car come from? Well, I've been working on it for quite a while, and now's the time to finish it. But right now, at the present moment, I'm just using this primer. I use this primer on everything. It's a high build polyester, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spray it on the places that we had fixed. It's 40-80 and then prime. If I get any, I'm going to try not to prime over any rust, but if I do, I will know that there's rust there and to clean back as far as it takes to get rid of it. I will know that. But that's what we're doing. We're just doing a piece at a time. And as far as I know, that's how hot rodders used to do it. You do it when you can afford it and when the time is right. And that's basically what I'm doing. And I would never consider this a rat rod. I would never consider that, because that is not what this is. This is a mild, I don't know if you call it a mild custom, but I would call it a custom, that's for sure. I don't need a filter for that primer. What am I doing? What do I need a filter for the primer for? My God, Jolene looked good today. Jolene looks good today. She looks beautiful. You'll get to see her priming. This stuff is heavy, so she'll probably use 2 hands. So we're just going to prime this right in the shop today, and that's basically it. And once she gets primed, we're going to open them doors, and we're going to slide her aside. Okay, baby? She might have to put the camera down to help me, but that's okay. Jolene broke the tripod. Sorry about the mask, about the microphone. Sorry about that. I'm going to do a little priming right the second. I'm going to prime this side, and I'm going to let Jolene prime the other side because it seems a little bit easier. We'll do that. This is a cheap gun. This is a hand-me-down gun from a paint job. So what happened is sorry about that, sweetheart. I've had a few paint jobs with this gun, and now it's worked its way down to a primer gun. Usually you work your way up, but here you work your way down. So this is what I've got going on here. You can come over and take a look. So you can see we'll take that off. I fiberglassed that first, and I filled over top of it. The fiberglass is so hard, but where I've got that feeling good, I don't want to put any more onto it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some primer onto it, and we'll let it set for a while, and then we'll come back to it at another time. You don't want that. because I'm trying to get all the primer on there. I don't want any of it going in the air if I could help it. I want it all in there, so I got it right down to a point, and I'm just getting on nice and wet because it needs it, you know. There's a lot of scratches and stuff, and that's what the primer's for. I gotta smooth that out. Your turn. The other side. Get geared up. Maybe I'll just do this for you. Well, where Jolene's going to prime this side, I'm going to put this over here for a second. I'm going to change the pattern on the gun. There's going to be a little different gun pattern just because I don't want her priming like that. It's a hard way to prime is what I was doing there. It's easy to get runs. I got a little tiny boo-boo on one spot. But on this, I want all the primer we can get. I'm just going to take a second, go outdoors and open one of the doors, let it flush out. I'll be right back. Sorry about the mask. Let one door open and one door shut. That's how we'll do this. So this is what we got. We got a little bit of primer on this side. And not like I was priming it the way I want it to, because I want all the primer on the car that I can get. Jolene's going to do the other side. Do you want to get ready? Do you want this mask?
I have one.
Okay. I'll give it a second. I'll get this one off. It's clearing out good. Once you open the door, it just slides right on through. It's not that bad in here, really. Is it? No, not that bad in here. I'm going to fill the gun up for you. That's what I'm going to do. Fill the gun up for you. And I will change the pattern a little bit so you do not get carried away. Alrighty. Gun, you want me to hook it up to the air? You want me to do all that? You got that? You just want me to take that? Alright, here we go. Jolene's going to get ready. I'll take you over to the car. Jolene's going to prime this side, and she's just getting ready at the present moment. Put the back piece on first. Put that piece on first. Hang it over your neck. That's right. And you're going to flop that up over your head. Hey, Megan, need a hat?
No, I just need to loosen this.
Why don't you wear the one I had?
Where is it?
It's right over there by the paint gun. Julian's going to do a little spraying. What's that word Doug used that I'm going to become?
Redundant.
I'm going to become redundant. And that means not necessary. But that's good, though. Someone else knows. Jolene knows exactly what's going on. And she can say why or why not. That just flops up over your head. How's that? Too tight, too loose? Just pull on it somewhere. How's that? Okay. You can come on over. I can help you if you want. Okay. She's a woman of her own purpose. She does not need help from anybody. She's going to grab the hose there. And what she's going to do, she's going to walk to the front door. I want you to walk to the front door with that hose and hook up the gun. She's going to hook up the gun. There she goes. You got the gun. Now what you're going to do is you're going to aim it towards the floor. Pull the trigger. Pull the trigger. Okay, now you can see how see your little knob on the side. See your little knob on the side. Look at it. One way it shows a big pattern. One way it shows a small pattern. You know what I mean? So you're on small right now, so it looks like that arrow got to go ahead. You got to turn ahead a little bit. Pull the trigger a little bit. Turn to head. There you go. Pull the trigger. Turn the head a little bit further. Pull the little head a little further. There you go. Let's bring her back and do some priming. So that's what she did. She has adjusted her gun. What I suggest is to go like this. Okay? Yeah, roll. You just want the body fill, right? Do you want me to start? Or here, look. This is what I'm thinking. If we just go all the way down till you get it all, and then go all the way down the bottom, and then you can do the. Here we go. She's on her own. You might as well start at the top again, sweetheart. Atta girl. There's a trigger there. You can learn that trigger if you want to. I don't mind you spraying primer like that. But there's a trigger there where you can let off the thing, and every time you go ahead. Yeah, you're doing good. There you go. Make sure it covers. You want to make sure you get primer on it covers. If it don't cover, there's no sense. Carry on. Cover that bare metal up there. Cover everything evenly if you can. I would spray it like you were spraying a car. Do that panel like back and forth. Like instead of just instead of going like this, go. Make it even. Sorry about the camera work, people. We're just trying to do something at the same time as. Atta girl. Make sure you're getting primer. Get a lot of primer. There you go. Good job. Beautiful. All right, let's do the door. And let's do the door like you're painting. And we're only going up far as the key. Or you can do the from your body line down. Yeah, from that line down. So you want to cover all the way down, and then come all the way back like you're painting. Now we have sanded that all with an 80 grit. We took all the rust that we seen out of it. So we're just putting some more primer on it. So we know that we've done it. Just a sec, I want to show you something. Just stop for a sec, Jolene. This is stuff you want to see. Like as you're priming, and if you can see that, you're not getting, you know what I mean? Good. Here she go. We're going again. And you can get that next time, right? Or after you're done priming. This is the door that we put the skin on, and we 40 grit it, 80 grit it, and then we're priming it. So we're basically just going to put some primer on it and let it set for a while. But we want to put the primer on it because it's got bare metal. You might as well, yeah. Awesome, awesome. You can do that running board. We just want to put the primer on to cover the bare metal, and also save it for next time. Watch your gun on the door. Okay. Get on the other side if I can. You want to get down. You want to get down. Hey, just a minute now. You're spraying down on it. You're spraying down on it like that. Now you should turn your gun like that and get the sort of get the underneath of it. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's go up to the hood, and you're going to start in the middle of the hood. You're not going to do the center there because we know it's rusty up in there. We don't want to do where the air conditioning is. We just want to do the center of the hood and try to keep, halfway pattern each time. Go for it. Let's see. And you got to stop. You got to stop on the gun, right? So you can stop and start, right? Get on this side. Good job. Squeeze that trigger. Squeeze it hard. Put lots on it. There you go. Lots on it. You're not going to hurt that hood at all by the looks of the scratches. Oh, it's doing a great job. Let that primer get wet if you can. No, a little faster than that. She's practicing, right? That's what that's all about, right there in the middle of that hood. That was called practicing. Stop for a second. Right there. When you see something like that, that's from not pulling the trigger and letting off, if you know what I'm trying to tell you. When you come to the end there, and I'm just putting my fingers in it because there's pinholes there, there's scratches there, it doesn't matter. Just flatten it off. And what happens is you can let off that trigger of the gun, and then it don't keep your paint rolling. All right, baby, keep rolling. Yeah, there you go. Now, you see any light spots in the hood? And the end. Let's hit the end of it, the end of the hood. Go to the end of the hood. All right, let's hit the fender. Let's do it. Stay with us. After we get this primed, we're going to shove her outdoors to see what she looks like. Should look pretty good with some primer on her. Fantastic. This is primer. This is very much different than... You're close. You're close. You're too close. You're about that far away. All right, go ahead. I was just hollering because you're close. Arm sore? Huh? You want me to take over for a little bit? Here we go. I'm going to put a little primer on here right quick. Must be the primer gun isn't working that good this second. I can tell you that. There we go. I got the primer rolling now. This stuff, you got to watch it. It's thick. It'll clog up your gun in a hurry. It will. And that's what happened to Jolene there. Clogged up the gun. We're having a little bit of an issue of the primer coming out. But we're getting there. And that's what happens to these guns when you don't clean them. After a while they do that. But they're serving their purpose right at the present moment. It's not that foggy in here, really, to be honest with you. The wind seems to be blowing it right straight through. So I'm okay right now. I'm okay. Ha-ha! Baby! When I put a pattern on it for Jolene there, that kind of makes it hard on this primer to get going through the gun when you don't open it up. I've got it opened up so it's really rocking and rolling, throwing the primer out right now. And sometimes you have to do that to get that gun working good because this stuff is thick. It's thick. We want her nice and thick, don't we, baby? Got something to work with. Something to work with. Everything's sanded good so it holds. Got a little bit of primer left. Got no primer left. Should we put some more on? How much time is it? 28? We got time, man. Put another one on her. I'll put it on. Just so it goes on, we get her done, and then we'll push it out. That's what we'll do. We'll put another gallon, another liter on her. We're just going to put another liter. And all it will do is help, be honest with you. You can't help it. The more product you have on, the more you can work with. Basically, that's it. And I'm willing to put it on if we got the time for the video, because this is the end of the 40. Isn't it, baby? It's the end of the 40. It's the kind of car that I would build for myself. That's the kind of car I'd build for myself. And as you can see, it's not done yet. Right, baby? Must have been hard in your hand holding that cup. That cup's almost as heavy as you are. That paint gun. This stuff is hard to spray, too, in all honesty.